Morning guys, Boots here. Gonna shoot, well I was gonna say a quick video. This probably won't be quick. It's probably gonna take me most of the afternoon. But making this video for the guys at HondaCivicWagon.com. Yes, that's a real website. I was surprised myself, and because apparently any vehicle made in this country has some core group of very devoted followers that will make a discussion forum and modify the vehicles and improve the vehicles, and more importantly, work on them themselves. And I didn't know that the Honda Civic wagons had a provision for four-wheel drive, a lot of them, and a customer brought this shaft into me, and I'd never seen anything like this. I've only been doing this for 4 going on 5 years. It's not like I'm an authority on the subject, but the joints on the ends were seized up, and they were of the style that the U-joints are staked in from the factory. And as far as the manufacturer and the factory is concerned, the joints aren't replaceable. So if the joints go bad and they seize up, they want you to buy a whole new drive shaft at great expense, if you can even get one. It's not just Honda that does this. Volvo does this, Mercedes, a lot of the Nissans and Hondas from even into the late 70s, but mostly in the 80s. And there is a company called, well, they don't have their logo on here, but anyway, it's Rockford Driveline, and they kind of pioneered the technology to a lot of these staked-in designs. The inside of the yokes are flat and parallel, so it'd be a good chance to get an inside snap ring in there. So they started manufacturing joints that you could punch the old one out that's staked and install this new one. However, for this Honda, when the customer brought this in, I started measuring it and quickly discovered that nothing matched up. And I told the guy I didn't think there was anything I was going to be able to do for him. He was going to have to try to find one in the junkyard, and I hate sending people to the junkyard because typically the first 4 letters in junkyard are what you get out of a junkyard. So, but I told him he could leave it with me a couple days. I'd do some research. He left it, and through the wonder of Google, I typed in 86 Honda Civic Wagon 4-wheel drive U-joint problem, and the first thing that came up was a posting on HondaCivicWagon.com. And one of the, I believe it was Hades or Hades, sorry, I can't remember what your screen name was, but he had been in contact with Rockford, and apparently enough of you guys have been harassing Rockford about this problem, and they decided to tool up and make one of these joints. And he went so far in the post to give the name of the technician that he talked to at Rockford Driveline and the part number that he got, which was 430-10C for the Honda Civic wagons. So we're a Rockford dealer here at work, and so I called up Rockford wanting to know when they were going to be available, and the customer service agent that I spoke to said, yeah, they should be available pretty soon, let me just check, and came back on the phone and like, well, actually they are available, how many do you want? So I got enough to do this customer's drive shaft. There are 3 U-joints in this shaft, but only the ones on the end were bad, so that's the only ones the customer wants changed. I tried to talk him into doing all 3, told him it made more sense to do all 3, but he only wants to change these 2, so those are the only ones we're going to do today. I did the other one on Friday just to kind of warm up to this and make sure. I pointed that one. That's the one I did. And to make sure, I've done a lot of these staked and replacement joints, but they're all a little bit different and they're all a little bit tricky. This isn't rocket science. It's not impossible, but if you don't have some wrenching experience and if you've never changed a U-joint before, don't start on one of these. They're a pain in the butt. It's a bit like building a ship in a bottle. So I'm just going to try to do this now. I don't even have a proper tripod. I've got this on top of a piece of drive shaft tubing right now. So hopefully I'm going to be able to make this work so you guys can see it. I took a lot of still pictures yesterday when I was doing this joint, but I know actually being able to see it in real time will help some. So we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to try to do this as best I can to help you guys along, because if you're the kind of person who's going to try to fix this yourself, you're going to do it anyway, whether you've got the right information or not. And if I can give you just a few little tips and tricks to maybe get you going a little better, hopefully you don't end up like Mr. Potato Head with your bucket of parts, coming to see somebody like me, coming in with a stupid look on your face going, I tried to fix this and I screwed it up, maybe can you fix it? And at which point you probably damaged it too bad for me to fix it. So hopefully I'm going to give you a little bit of information, and and you can do it right the first time, or at least do a passable job of it. So we're going to see what we can do. And I apologize, I'm going to have to keep walking over and pushing the button on. I'm here by myself, so and I don't have any videos editing software, so you're going to get it just the way it is. So we're going to see how this goes. We'll set up here and stay with me.